Hey guys, welcome back. This is section 2 of the 360 Fitness Coaching Certification Program. He's Jack, I'm Rich. We're back with you again. Now, today's topic here with human body mechanics, we're not going to spend a huge amount of time going through. This is going to be a really book-heavy section of your certification. So we could spend about an hour, hour and a half on each one of these topics, to be honest with you, but we're not here to put you to sleep. We're here for more of an overview of what you're going to be learning for each one. So topic number 1 that we're going to dive into for this section is going to be actually based off the cardiovascular system. So with the cardiovascular system, a lot of times people will get that confused and think, hey, you know what, I just have to run on a treadmill. I just have to move to get my cardio in. Or they'll do it to burn calories. But more realistically, what we're looking for the cardiovascular system is to work the heart, lungs, and circulation system to get the most out of our body. So we can implement cardio in a number of different ways when it comes to resistance training, when it comes to a lot more endurance or speed training. But don't think cardiovascular training is just burning calories to burn body fat. It's going to be strengthening our most important organs in our body, which include our heart and our lungs, like I previously mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Next topic is the neuromuscular system. So the neuromuscular system is just a connection between our nerves and our muscles and how they communicate together. So when our muscles fire, it's our brain telling that muscle to do a certain job. And then that job is done and executed, sending another signal back up to the brain saying complete in different efficiencies and effectiveness. So it's kind of a two-path system. That neuromuscular system is like a signal down, an action, signal back up, telling the brain more or less kind of what happened and how we can improve. So the neuromuscular system is very, very important when it comes to body awareness, to dexterity, and really when it comes down to the neuromuscular system is very, very imperative for a coach to understand if they are working with elite athletes and beginner athletes. So this is really, really important, subtopic to really think about where your clients are in their fitness realm and where they are in their fitness journey. Their neuromuscular system is very underdeveloped for a lot of clients when you first get them. They can barely touch their toes, let alone know where their toes are. And a lot of times, they can't balance on one foot blindfolded or anything else like that. So to tell them to hop on a Bosu ball and do a single leg squat blindfolded upside down, that might not be the best route. So the neuromuscular system is very, very important in that. We'll be touching on the connection between the brain, the nerves, and the muscles, and all the way back up. The next topic that we're talking about is the muscular system. Okay, so yeah, the gun show, right? So the muscular system is a whole different series of muscles, but we're talking about the types of muscles, the functions of muscles, and then also their actions. And then we go over their anatomy, muscular anatomy, and also your skeletal system. And we have some amazing diagrams for you guys to visually see kind of where the muscles are, what they do, and how they kind of correspond with each other.
And let me cut it in there really quickly, Jack. It's really important to remember, really get to know these diagrams, guys. The more you know your anatomy, the more you're going to be able to correct individuals based off their functional movements, based off the injuries that they have. Instead of looking at someone and being like, hey, you know what, if your knee's hurting, your quad might be pretty tight. It's a lot more beneficial to know if it's your vastus lateralis, if it's the IT band.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an issue with the glute rather than just the knee itself. So really knowing your anatomy, knowing where all of your muscular system is located is really going to be beneficial when it comes to the flexibility and really the general health of your clients.
Yeah. So what we're just talking about there as well is when we know our anatomy and when we know the certain functions and what a muscle is supposed to actually do and where it's supposed to be positioned and how it's supposed to contract and extend and a whole bunch of different things, we can explain the why to our clients a lot more effectively. So when we're prescribing an exercise, when we're coaching a client through an exercise and a movement, we can say, hey, I want you to do this because it's going to do this for you as an end result. You need to know your anatomy, you need to know the why behind it. Rather than just saying selecting an exercise and just winging it, okay, well, what's the purpose of that exercise? What's the why behind that exercise? And what's the desired outcome? We need to have a strong, sound, educational background on anatomy. So like I said, we're going to go over, the anatomy with the muscular system, with the diagram, the skeletal system with the diagram, muscle types, the different types of muscles, and kind of how they're a little bit different and their positional difference. We're going to talk about functions as well.
So lastly in this section, we're actually going to be touching on metabolism. Now, metabolism, as we all know, it's kind of the buzzword right now in the fitness industry. Everyone's looking to boost their metabolism. Everyone's looking to get their metabolism stoked up and fired up. But very few people are actually educating people on what metabolism is. In essence, it's a very complicated process our body goes through to utilize the food that we're eating to make sure that we're energizing our body, that we're functioning through the cardio system, the neuromuscular system, through that muscular system as well. So realistically, we're going to dive into it a lot more in depth in your manuals there for you to understand what is metabolism, so you can spread that knowledge to your clients as well, instead of them just kind of relying on, okay, how do I boost my metabolism? Where can I build my metabolism up, right? We're going to give you different tips and tricks on how to do that as well later on in this program, but for the most part we want you to get to know what is your metabolism at this point.
So as Rich was saying at the beginning, this is going to be a very literature heavy, book heavy section, and you need to spend some time here. Okay, so the reason we put this at the very beginning, because we hopefully have your attention, we hopefully have you in academic mode, ready to learn. The human body is a very, very complex structure. We're only going to really scratch the surface here in this certification. We're going to give you the bare bones of what you need to know to teach your clients really kind of how they view their bodies, how they see their bodies move, and then in an exercise realm. Okay, so again, you can dive deeper into all these subjects, and we totally suggest that. We're going to scratch the surface. If you have any more questions on human body mechanics, hit us up in the comment section below and we'll point you right direction. I think that's it for section 2, guys. Good luck with it. We'll see you in section 3. Bye-bye.